Put me in a song. Chicken and beer, chicken and beer.
Welcome back to Collider Live Friday show. I think that should be the official Friday theme song.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the original and just piss people off and play it every Friday. Welcome back to Collider Live, everybody. A little bit of clickbait. Thank you, Roxy Stryer. The song, the vocal stylings of Roxy Stryer, she has missed, but we are joined here by the bane of my existence, Dorina. How are you?
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Always happy to be the bane of your existence.
Yes,
How's
you
it going?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much. John Rocha is back.
Hello. Excited
Yeah,
today.
and straight off the toilet, Josh Macuga's here.
Thanks, man.
How you doing, buddy? What happened?
Man,
What's going
I've
on?
been better.
I know.
So on the show on Wednesday, I guess. Yeah, it's been a lot of that.
Yeah. You look about 40 pounds lighter.
Oh, dude.
Do you
have no
scream
idea.
on the toilet? Do you scream when you shit?
I could all day yesterday. Yeah. Do it again. Go ahead. Just play it back to back. That's it. That's exactly what it was. There was a point when Amanda's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like,
Right. You're walking like you just did it like a 15-year prison sentence.
Well, it felt like so I don't know. Like a lot of people may know because I posted on my Instagram and Twitter. But so my brother right now has colon cancer and he's going through it. And so I had a colonoscopy a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And what I did yesterday was like I was accidentally prepping for a colonoscopy.
Oh, man.
Like the whole, but it was all day and night. Like I got no sleep on Wednesday night. I got no sleep last night because I'm constantly just like.
Well, it's like a minefield in your apartment. Yeah.
It is. It's
Yeah.
totally. And then Amanda. So
That's what I mean.
on Wednesday, like right as we sat down for Collider Live, I was like, man, my hands are hurting. I'm starting to get chills. Like,
Yeah.
am I
What
getting
was
sick?
it? What happened? Was it food
I
poisoning?
know. I thought it was food poisoning because food poisoning
Did you get the
lasts like
headache?
12. No.
No,
I
see,
didn't
the
get the
food
headache.
poisoning, you get the headache.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like a flu.
So it was like a stomach
like
flu.
a
Oh,
bug.
wow.
Yeah.
Came in quick and then that was
So,
it. But
like-
how did Amanda get it also?
She came home and she's like, I don't feel so good. And I was like, I think we both got a bug from somewhere.
Wow, touched something
Hey,
on the...
Valentine's Day you'll never forget.
Oh,
Look,
100%. We had dinner plans.
Yeah, and he's a clean guy, but still, wash your hands everywhere you go.
Everywhere I
Wash
go.
your hands.
Oh, yeah, he's
Yeah,
always
do it.
coming out of the bathroom.
Yeah, stay away from us.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, why are you
no
here?
touching anything.
No, he's better now.
I'm fine.
Yeah, he's
I
not
am.
have the sweats. He looked like bad.
Yesterday, I mean, Wednesday was bad, and then I was kind of dying yesterday, and then this morning I woke up totally refreshed. My stomach is just still a little on edge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I haven't had an appetite for 36
Right, you just
hours.
got to eat soup.
Yeah.
Total Hollywood diet.
Yeah, I get it.
You know?
Well,
Yeah.
welcome back.
Thanks, man.
It's nice to have you. I did something today that I was dreading, but I wound up finding myself like, all right, maybe this is my new career. So my wife writes me the other day, and she's like, we got to sign up for this. And I was like, what is it? It's like 3 days ago.
Ballroom dancing classes.
No, I've done that before. I did that for my wedding.
Yep.
But I get this thing and I read the email and it says that we need to direct traffic for my kid's school. Like there's always
Wow.
like every time and it's funny. I drop my daughter off at school every day and I always see the guy in the bright green vest. I'm like, what an idiot, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm
Hey,
like,
they're doing a good service.
listen, I'm
for your
saying that because
He's
I
getting
wound
the
up
point.
doing it. And it's not an idiot move at all. It's actually very helpful. But I'm like, you never catch me dead doing that, right? Because I realized at first I was like, first of all, there's really good the crossing guards there that are employed there, but like union stuff, they're amazing. But I'm just talking about the parents in general who just got kind of suckered into it. I'm like, never gonna happen to me.
You're going to do it, right?
I did it this morning.
Yes.
And so I get there and I'm like, first, and you know how I get. I'm like, what do I got to do?
You
no
probably
one's
look
telling me.
so happy.
I'm like, no one's telling me where I got
All
to go.
stressed out.
I'm like, I got a terrible. I was like, this sucks. I'm walking through the oatmeal. Fast forward 5 minutes later, I got the cone and the vest. I'm like, no, over here, bring it closer.
Let's
bring
go.
it closer. Like,
Let's
over there.
go.
Have a great day. How you doing? Great, amazing. What's up, kids? Don't step on that soccer ball. Come on, let's go. Who's next? Hey, Joni, how are you? How's your mother? Let's go.
Are you
Come on,
serious?
move.
Were you playing a character?
No,
Are
I
you-
was moving. I was moving everybody in, and my wife and my daughter show up. And my wife's like, "Are you enjoying this?" And I go, "Moving on, lady, moving on." And then I'm
so
like,
you're quitting.
No,
You're quitting Collider.
"Listen,
Yeah.
if that paid enough, I'd be there every day." It goes fast, man. It goes
I
fast.
feel like you're going to end up on one of those viral videos. You ever seen like the airplane guy that does like the
There's
backflip?
some guy that-
It's
yeah.
going to be like you doing the dance across the thing.
Right.
Because I was in
Voguing.
whenever, just totally.
I'm just doing the.
Yeah, Yeah.
Soldier Boy in the middle. of
Did you do arroz con pollo?
Maybe. I don't want to give that to anybody.
Back in the day, like Barney's Beanery in West Hollywood, there's that front porch and the bouncer's always in the front. And sometimes on weekdays, the bouncer's not there, so I'll just sit out there and ask for people's IDs and they give them to me. Like, It's the best.
It's the best.
Because it's a career that
we
don't do, but it's just like, I'll do
No, I changed my opinion on it immediately because these people are trying to rush to work. I've been there many times, and it's just like someone being able to open the door, get your kid in safely. It's really helpful.
Yeah.
And I realized it 1 second into it, and I'm like, all right. Talking to myself, douche. Let's just do this right, and let's help these people out. And it was good. It felt good. And then I was just, had my oatmeal, made my eggs, and I did a good thing.
Kristian Harloff, man of the people.
Let's go, Bernice. Drop and move. Drop and move. Let's go. Drop and move.
There's a lot of, because the principal scared me though. The principal scared me because like 3 days before I said, listen, I didn't get or 2 days before I didn't get an email about this. I haven't. So well, the woman who's running the thing should let you know. I was like, well, we didn't get anything yet. It's before she sent it, And she's like, look, it's easy. Just when you get here, get the vest. Don't let them borrow. And if they try to get out and they give you a hard time, just smile. Just smile. I'm waiting for like Van Damme to come out and kick me in the face. It's like everybody was pleasant. Everybody was nice.
Did you ask the kids if they wanted cookies?
You want some cookies?
Want some cookies?
I said yes.
You want a glass of milk?
I said yeah.
I said yeah.
Anyway, so by the way, that poll we just looked at it before.
Yeah.
And Goldfish is still winning.
40%. The thing has dropped 3%.
Just a
3
little bit.
percentage points. The Goldfish. So it's still in play 5 more days. So
People want me to do a second one. People want me to put the up there.
Yeah, that was my second favorite.
Should I put up? Yeah.
That's the winner.
You think I really should? Are you still mad at me?
No!
Okay.
God!
All right, fine.
Please, no!
Okay.
No!
I'm happy you're not mad at me.
No!
It's all right.
No!
Will you stop it? You're being dramatic. It's just.
And the scream.
The scream's good
that's
too.
the best.
There's a lot of them. Have you ever seen that? But have you ever? That's not you.
Who is that?
You're surprised it's not you.
We were surprised too.
Yeah.
It was. I hate to have Cody bring it up again because it took so long. Do you know how to find it?
Yeah, just give it a second.
All right.
It's actually really
And
good.
I want Macuga to react to this thing too because we did it yesterday. But listen, as we look for that clip, we're very excited here today because. If you've been watching, like I said, the Schmodown channel, we have the movie reviews up there too. And so far, one of my favorite movies that I've seen so far this year is Fighting with My Family. I was very excited to see it in the first place.
Roxy loved it too.
It was. Did you? Yes, she saw Dorina saw it last
I saw
night.
it yesterday,
What'd you
and
think?
I'm now obsessed with this woman. I'm so excited to interview her.
Good.
Yeah, and now this movie actually makes me want to go back and watch wrestling.
See, and
Yeah.
that's what I was just talking about with the rep outside. Is that's what I think that this movie is going to do for a lot of people. And Paige is going to be here. I wanted to interview Paige way before this movie even happened because of what she's done for women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And the fact that now she's coming in, like I had to move stuff around, and I
was
made it
gonna say,
happen.
how did you cancel your family?
I didn't know
made it
there was a
happen.
goth wrestler. I was like, "Are you serious?"
I know. That's what I said to you
Yes.
yesterday. You're going to love this woman.
She's
But
the female
first,
Undertaker?
Before no. Before we do this, I want Macuga, just watch this all the way through and watch. But keep your eyes on the actual the guy who's giving the speech here. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, guys, we're here at Salty Dog Jiu-Jitsu. I'm Coach Salter. We're working on our takedowns. As you see here, Lindsay's a smaller opponent. And when she shoots her double leg, as long as she runs her feet, it doesn't matter how big and strong he is.
Look at him. He didn't budge.
She's able to control the bigger opponent, and that's what we're working
One more time. One more time. One more time.
He's like, chill.
I love it so much. We played it yesterday, but I don't care. Watch.
We're working on our
But
takedowns.
Rocha pointed out, watch, the guy dives after the guy after
Watch
he throws
the guy.
him.
He's like not done with him
Watch.
after he throws him.
Runs her
Yeah.
feet, it doesn't matter how big and strong he is.
Watch.
then he's like-
Look.
So,
Come here, you son of a bitch.
It's the best clip ever.
So where did we find that, and why is that the good? I like that everybody thinks that I'm fake laughing,
Yeah.
right? Or, I mean, fake screaming. That's a real
Yeah.
man
We
screaming.
thought it was you. We thought it. I seriously
we all
thought it was you the whole time.
Well, I asked
Yeah.
Cody yesterday.
When you were
Cody-
scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I found that clip. I don't know where, browsing through, and I told Cody, and I was like, Cody, you got to pull that clip. And I forgot that he did it. And every time he's played it, I've always thought it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
You guys want to do it side by side?
I know. We're
yeah,
supposed
do a
to
side.
talk.
Hold on, do a side by side.
I mean, it's close.
That's very close.
Same octave.
Yeah. You guys got the same range.
Yeah, it's true.
If I was a DJ, I'd just be like,
Yeah. Yeah. I love my notes. I was like traffic comp, food, # poison ? And
Hey,
yeah.
Rocha made the font bigger.
I know he did. Yeah, it was good.
Good job,
Did you figure out how to do
Way to
it?
go, John.
You did it.
Yeah. Did you ask Riley for help, or you did it yourself?
Did it myself.
Look at you.
How
Big
long
boy.
did it take you to Google it?
Big boy pants.
No, I didn't even Google it. I hate doing that. I like figuring
You
things
just-
out
and
myself.
you're figuring it out yourself.
It took me 4 days, but I figured it out. God damn it.
Good girl. Good girl. You know the other.
I'm a man, damn
We
it.
were talking about this beforehand. You're getting some shit for saying words in Spanish.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What happened?
There's people that don't like me speaking Spanish
What?
apparently because no, there's certain. It happened on council and
Yeah.
it happened here.
You're gonna put up the wall.
Yeah.
It's gonna be huge.
Listen, we're trying to keep
Okay.
you all at
Don't
national
none of the
emergency.
Spanish in here.
Show me
taco trucks
the
on
wall's
every
huge.
corner.
Show me your card or get out.
Taco trucks on every corner.
Let's go,
Make a song
pollo.
about that.
Yeah. So what happened? So you said panos and they
Yeah,
didn't
they
like it.
said, I don't know. I said panos cosmatos, which I'm like, dude, I read things in Spanish.
Yeah.
That's just how I read it. Like Pedro Pascal. People are like, that's not how he says his name. He says, I'm like, I can't
How'd they want
naturally
you to
just
say
say Pedro Pascal or Panos Cosmatos. Like that's not natural to me.
Well,
It's
Can we
not
go
how it
on and
works.
check out Panos Cosmatos,
Can't
please?
do that.
Well, it's like when the Italians came to America, right? They just butchered every last
Right.
name. It's like if Francese, no, it's Francis.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's not
See,
right.
here's
Yeah,
the
like
thing.
people keep correcting me in LA about Los Files.
Yeah.
I'm like, I read it as Los Feliz. Dude.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, but
Los
that's how we
Feliz.
say it here. I'm like, it's not Feliz cumpleaños. I'm sorry, but
This is
that's
the,
not
but
how it
here's
is.
the thing, though. It's one thing, like, if Ellis was sitting in here
Yeah.
and then started going, I'm going to cut it out.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's your language.
Yeah, that's literally
the way-
how that's my
you were
first
raised.
language. Yeah, I can't read it anywhere.
Oh, I
I can't.
love it.
I can't do it.
It's-
I'm not gonna. I mean, I call
can
you
see-
Christian because that's your name,
Right.
right. But like, if somebody introduces himself as Christian, I'm
Yeah.
like, that's what I'm gonna call you.
Yeah,
Cristiano
I like it.
Ronaldo.
I
I
think
can
it
see
brings
the
some flavor.
Cosmatos issue because Cosmatos is Greek.
Yeah. So how would you
saying
actually say it?
Cosmatos. But you're
Cosmatos.
yeah,
Okay,
Cosmatos.
yeah.
So you're adding the Spanish
Yeah.
accent to
Right.
it.
'Cause I
but
just
I
read it
understand
like
because
that.
it's your
That's
first
how you would
language.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you know,
Man.
hey, do some thinking, you idiots.
Yeah. Like, what do you
Hey,
want? Like, what do
hey,
you?
hey.
Do they want me to say quesadilla?
I don't know what you said there, but just say that.
Quesadilla?
Yeah.
Quesadilla.
Can I have a
Quesadilla?
chorrizo with
Yeah.
cheese? A chorizo would be
Oh,
nice.
which reminds me.
Chilaquiles?
Yeah.
But this is like if so I made the comment last week because we were talking about this, right?
Yeah.
Is if Dorina came to the bar and she ordered a bunch of drinks and then she said I'll have a mojito, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
It's you coming in, you're
Right.
like, I'll have a mojito. I'm like,
Can I have a
shut
mo-
up, doucher.
I know. It's like, come
Right.
on, mojito.
Yeah.
Please.
No.
But
That's
you know,
actually pretty good though.
right, but I wouldn't say, but I wouldn't do it because you could tell.
Yeah.
And you know who got shit for doing it that shouldn't have?
Who's that?
Ace.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
Ace would always do
yeah.
it during the Schmo show, and then we'd be like, "Come on!"
Well,
Because Ace sounds like Ace doesn't sound.
Ace has an accent.
A little bit.
It's right at the bottom.
Yes.
When he's talking.
Right,
It's there.
right, but when he
It's right at
but
the
he can
bottom.
kick into it.
Yeah,
he
he
can
can.
kick
Yeah,
into
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and he's. But I miss Ace. We got to put
Ace
Ace.
is the
Ace got to
best.
come on
Ace
the
is
show.
great.
I haven't seen Ace.
I
in a
always
while.
love seeing him when he comes to RB3 for meeting up. Mm-hmm. There's always fun to talk to him.
It's true. We got to get him on the show. We haven't talked to Ace in a while.
Love
Let's
that
see how he's doing. I didn't even know how he's doing.
He's good.
Seems
Yeah.
fine.
They said they saw Alita Battle Angel last night.
They like it?
They said they enjoyed it.
I like the movie.
I want to see that. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
it's got a lot of problems. It's got a lot of
Yeah, I'll
problems.
be
but-
curious to hear
but
what you think.
I want
What
to
do you
see.
think?
I want to
Yeah.
see the.
Did you like it?
I liked it, but
Same
like
way.
Christian, we feel
Yeah.
the same. Visually incredible.
Yeah.
Story.
Well, see, I think that
And
the
some of the
sto-
acting.
I think yes. I think she was great. Rose
She,
Salazar,
Rosa Salazar should be a star. Already.
amazing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of story elements that worked amazing in the movie.
Yeah.
The script wasn't great. Some of the dialogue was bad. The love story was pretty awful.
Yeah. That kid is.
As it usually is.
Yeah, it wasn't really good. And
Well,
then
most love stories in most movies.
Most
are
of
awful.
them?
Most love stories in most movies are
you
awful.
got a black heart.
I do.
Yeah. You
Black
know that.
clothes, black heart.
Well,
black
you're
soul,
wearing
black
a
hair.
little bit of red though
Little
today
bit.
too. You didn't do the
Yeah.
Catwoman.
Well, it's Friday. Damn it! I walked into that one.
Yeah, Cody, nice job.
Dude, you
Cody's been waiting for it. Cody's had his finger on the button.
button for like 20 seconds. I was like, come on.
He was waiting for someone to do it, and I'm so glad that Dorina walked into it because Dorina hates that song
I really do.
so much that you got to play it every Friday.
It's
you
ironic.
Need, you need to start doing your traffic cones that song. Like,
I know, it's just-
Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Yeah,
hit it.
Yeah, that could either be traffic or something really.
Yeah. Come on,
Yeah, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm helping Mrs. Jacobs out of the car.
He's taking our kids out of the car. What do you want from me?
Woo! Hey, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, see you later.
I love
It's-
that Dorina has a black heart, and yesterday was great for me because I got to lay in bed and watch rom-coms with my wife.
Oh, yeah, what did you
know what
watch?
I
Did you
mean?
watch? Did you catch up on TV? Catch up on streaming like
No,
everyone wanted you
no,
to?
because usually
You weren't avoiding it because the Bobby and the Juice guys were here, were you?
Wait, what?
When it go fishing.
Oh no, I watched the pilot.
Did you watch the pilot?
Oh, I did.
What'd you think?
It was pretty good.
It wasn't as offensive as you thought it was going to be. It was still they came back
No.
around. They came back around and they what I said to you on the show was if they insulted somebody, they came back around and said, "Hey, you can't do that."
Yeah.
You didn't think so?
I don't know.
Hey,
Okay.
came back around.
It was South Parky.
It was very South Parky.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very impressed that he pulled it off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I read a lot of the comments.
You look surprised.
Listen, I love Tom, but like I said, he never looks like he's working when he's working.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting 10 minutes of my life.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you watched Little Bobby and the Juice
I
while
did.
you were
I did.
homesick. You watched what else?
A ton of rom-coms because listen, the wife and I are both stuck in bed. I can't push her. I'm like, hey, I want to watch the Ted Bundy tapes because I've been wanting to watch that on Netflix. I know.
Is
So
it?
good.
Okay.
So good.
Or like any of these movies, like we had the If Beale Street Could Talk, that
You
was
didn't
on
watch it?
on demand. Didn't watch it. She just wanted to sit.
That's
so
a
we
good
watched.
movie, but I get it. When
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
sick, you want to
No,
watch stupid shit.
So
Yeah,
we
hitting
watched
the head with a
Friends.
hammer, yeah.
We watched Friends. We watched a bunch of rom-coms. We watched like 4 Weddings and a Funeral, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Okay.
Like all the rom-coms.
Which one made
were
you shit the
popping.
most?
Probably 4 Weddings. That was earlier in the day. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. With last night, I get home and with the wife, we're watching TV after the kids go to sleep, and we were thinking about the same thing. We're going to watch a movie, but then there was this list that said the top 10 or 15 the best movies for Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And Dean Cain hosted. The second I saw Dean Cain, I should have known it was going to be a shit list.
Yeah. It's
Because
all Lifetime movies.
Pretty Woman was number 12.
Wait, do you love Pretty Woman?
Love it. It's great.
You know what? I didn't grow up seeing it.
Yeah.
I saw it for the first time. I saw that and Dirty Dancing for the first time in college.
Yes.
And I was like,
Oh, get out of here.
I agree.
Dirty Dancing, by the way.
Dirty Dancing's better.
Dirty Dancing was ranked number 15, and there
There
was
was one.
number.
Is it Valentine's Day? Please, God, say no.
They hit one. No, they hit 1 through 4 was okay. I think the number one movie was like Titanic.
Okay.
what?
When Harry Met Sally needs to be.
That was
Yeah, I
that was like
agree.
number 10.
Fuck.
It was.
That's-
yeah.
Am I
yeah.
allowed to
no,
cut? I
Are you allowed to?
apologize.
Oh, you just
I
joined the
never
show.
know.
No,
There we go.
you go.
Yeah. F off with that bullshit. That's a terrible list.
It was a really bad list.
Titanic should not be on there.
It was number 1. Then they had
not a rom-com.
Talk
They
about
die.
Notebook was like number 3.
Oh, I didn't
love
even
The Notebook.
finish
It's not
a-
much. You would.
These are
You
romantic
would.
movies,
I
not
love The
rom-coms, right?
Notebook.
Romantic.
No, it's just Valentine's Day movie.
movies.
But Brokeback Mountain was in there. It's that's a tragedy.
They're all
That's
tragedies. First of all, Titanic. She could have had room
Pretty
on the
Woman is
board.
too because he got gonorrhea. Didn't realize it.
Didn't
Yeah.
have no idea. Herpes, gonorrhea.
Jason Alexander trying to tell him.
Yeah, right.
Notebook is a great one.
Yeah.
No.
Notebook's good.
Notebook is
I
fantastic.
didn't finish
movie.
it because I turned it off.
It's
I couldn't.
It's easily the
'Cause you couldn't
Godfather.
record
It's
it.
the Godfather of the Nicholas Sparks movie. I'll tell you that.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Was Summer Catch on that list?
Because
No,
that's
it was not.
that's how bad the
Yeah.
other ones are.
There was, but again, 15. Like Love and Basketball was higher than Pretty Woman. And it's
I
like
don't
it's a
know
good
about
movie,
that.
but it's not better than Pretty Woman. No one's talking.
Why
really
is
like
Pretty Woman so
Yeah.
good? Why do you
I
like
need
it
to
so
hear
much?
this.
It's a
He
great
just
movie.
loves
It's,
Julia
but is
Roberts.
it great
That's
or
true,
is
too.
it just because you're in love with Julia
Yeah, I
Roberts?
was gonna say,
little
did
bit
you
of both.
buy her as a prostitute at all?
I
Like,
don't.
at all?
Well, Richard Gere did, and that's why the whole movie did.
Rocha's like that was not factual.
It's not believable in any way, shape, or form.
You're just like James Cameron with the Aquaman stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm going to start the question. I know my prostitutes, and I've never seen a Julia Roberts. She had all of her teeth.
Hey, listen, it doesn't. She was standing upright.
Right.
This is
on
not.
on Hollywood Boulevard, she would not be looking like that.
Let
She'd
me
be
tell
limping.
you. Let
So
me tell
what?
you.
Wait, I want to know what your guys' favorite romance is.
Romance or rom-com?
Both, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Pretty Woman.
Which is it? Really? Wow.
Romance for sure. Like if we're just going straight romance, Notebook, 100%.
Yeah,
Really? Why?
It's a good
fantastic.
movie.
That movie's fantastic.
It's good.
so
And
well
their
done.
chemistry's really good too.
Yeah, their
Listen.
chemistry-
They're good
great.
actors.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
done.
I couldn't. It's
Yeah.
so dramatic. I'm like, why are you both so dumb? I can't.
It's great. That movie's just
What else?
fantastic.
What would you think? And Casablanca wasn't in there, which is silly. I should have been in there.
But my rom-com.
Casablanca is like one of the best
I thought
romantic movies of all
I
time.
thought that was going to be number
That's
one,
ridiculous.
but I realized that they
I
were.
hate that movie.
But what?
Yeah.
Shut up,
Casablanca?
Rocha.
She is such a jerk to him through the whole
Yeah.
movie. Hey, I left you without telling you to go back to my husband and tell you about why aren't you over it by the time I see you again? Screw you!
All right.
Screw you!
Makes it
I don't
sound
That
care-
movie hurt
I don't
you.
care if there's a war going on.
But
You're not
it's-
respecting the fact that I'm going through a heartbreak here. I had to run off and run a freaking bar
Yeah.
just to get over you.
I will say this:
What do
the
you-
entire time, Humphrey Bogart does kind of look like he's like, I don't really fucking care.
He does.
Humphrey
I
Bogart.
mean, he is kind of a dick
yeah.
too. They
Totally.
both are
He's
dicks.
a
They both
dick
are
to him.
jerks. They're both.
He's
they're
a
both
jerk
jerks.
because she broke his heart. He was nice in
We're-
the flashbacks.
All right, what would you? What,
Well,
what
you
would you
didn't
want
ask
on?
me mine.
I was about to.
Yeah.
What would you want on? You're gonna have something. You're gonna say Mandy or something. On
That's
what?
not a romance.
But what?
Christine.
Yeah.
Child's Play 3.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
No, it's Deadpool.
Deadpool. Of course it is.
The most romantic movie ever made.
The first one.
Yes.
You
Of
can make
course.
an argument. You can
It's
make
That
a
is
good
a
argument.
good romantic.
It is a love
Yeah.
story. There's no doubt about it. What? Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you guys think should have been on that list? And I'll tell you if it was on the list and how high it was. It was a really stupid list.
Serendipity.
It was not on there.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
When Harry Met Sally was on there, right?
It was on there, but
right.
ranked way too low.
How about Forget Paris?
Not on there.
You've Got Mail?
No, but Sleepless in
Sleepless in
Seattle was.
Seattle,
That was in the
okay.
top
Which
four.
is
But
weird
they
because
were
I
both
used
on
to
yesterday.
like that movie as a kid when I watched it with my mom, and now I'm like, wow, she was like a stalker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Basically
was.
the movie,
That's what
yeah.
they were saying. They had those like it was like the VH1 commentary type stuff. There were comedians in there, not funny ones that were kind of going back and forth and trying to give some lines. And
What about The Apartment with Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine? Okay.
Nope.
Was Annie Hall on there?
Nope. Ooh. Yeah, I'm telling you, this
You
is
guys-
geared towards the millennials.
Yeah, you're talking
yeah,
about
right.
movies in the 60s.
Yeah.
and
This
Okay,
is-
we're,
this is
we're
geared
just
towards-
all really
It's
old
not a bunch
here.
of
Yeah,
cinephiles.
the old movies
Yeah.
were Pretty Woman and Harry Met
Was
Sally.
Dirty Dancing on there?
Yeah, but like number 16. like the
What
last
about
one.
any John Hughes?
No,
yeah.
my wife was pissed that Pretty in Pink wasn't in there.
Or Say Anything.
How
That's
about,
a romantic.
How about Notting Hill?
No,
How about How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
no,
Let me guess. Crazy Rich Asians was number one.
no.
Okay.
I just told you what number one was.
Oh,
Titanic.
that's right.
How about, man.
How about 500 Days of Summer?
It's anyway. The list was
Oh
terrible.
yeah, that's one of my.
Wasn't-
That's actually.
I like that one too, but it
500
wasn't in
is
there.
one of my
Wasn't in
favorites.
there.
If
That's
we're
crazy.
talking about movies that
Well,
everybody
because it's
loves.
not a romance.
Yeah.
so.
Dude,
Well, it
500
is,
Days
but-
Here you go.
is...
Okay, good. Thank you, Cody. Because Cody's getting sick of us trying to guess. What, bring that up. This is-
500 Days of
Love
Summer
Actually?
is
Love
brilliant.
Actually.
Here's
It's
the
what?
list.
It's so good.
That
Yeah.
movie stinks.
Do we have the list?
You are so wrong, Josh.
It's terrible.
What movie?
Yosh.
500 Days of Summer.
Yosh,
Which is
Yosh.
tough
I like
watch.
that movie.
Yosh,
It's a
Yosh.
tough watch.
It's a
No.
heartbreaking film.
No,
It's not.
Yosh.
It's so silly.
It's
Joseph
so
Gordon-Levitt
good.
is an idiot.
Don't yell
Yes,
over
I
each other.
agree.
Aren't we all in love?
But it's so great.
They don't give the list. It's just an advertisement. But anyway, we watched that thing last night. It wasn't the best. Before we only have around 3 or 4 minutes to recap the whole week because we're gonna have our guest Paige in studio in just a little bit here. But it was a pretty fun week. There was some good stuff. I mean, I think Jay Baruchel was a
That was
highlight
a good interview.
of the week for sure. I really liked him. I thought he was open up. The fans really responded to him, and I was happy to see that. They really liked the feedback has been pretty big. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the Collider Live podcast feed on either Apple Podcasts or gone over to Spotify, please do that because I've seen there's a lot of comments now over there too. There's a lot of ratings, and please do the same thing for the Movie Trivia Schmodown, which is also on Apple Podcasts. If you're not a part of the Patreon, you can join there. That helps. But go over and subscribe to Collider Live, and get that interview because it was really good. That's my highlight. Macuga, and you really didn't have much.
I wanted to stay on for the Jay Baruchel interview, but legitimately, had I stayed in the studio for another 10 minutes, I might have fainted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got out as soon
Or
as
puked on
it
Jay
was.
Baruchel.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, you held it
Because I
together
wanted to
for a
talk to
little
him about hockey forever.
And
'cause he's a
Pittsburgh.
huge-
Is he a
Pittsburgh,
hockey fan?
Huge.
Oh, yeah.
Montreal
Really?
Canadiens
What's his
fan.
team?
Montreal Canadiens.
Oh.
Yeah. And I wanted to, I could talk hockey with that dude for an hour. I'd love to do
Wait.
like a hockey
Yeah.
podcast.
Are
with
you
him.
a Penguins fan?
Oh, dire.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Kings.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 You guys
Do you
stink this
guys
year.
speak hockey
Capitals.
during
We're-
Collider Sports?
We're working into
Okay.
it. Josh, I'm gonna start focusing on that more and more with Josh, and so
Okay.
that's certainly something.
Well,
and
sorry.
today we're gonna bring it up on when we do our pre-tape for Monday.
I'm going to go away from the highlights of this show. How was
right,
Lennox
right.
Lewis yesterday?
Lennox was fantastic.
Yeah.
What a
I
great
saw that
interview with
picture. I was
Nost.
so bummed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fantastic
Were you supposed
interview
to be
with
on?
him.
No, I just wanted to meet him. I love Lennox.
45 minutes just talking to him about his career. He's really wide open about everything.
Yeah.
Like, everything that he went through. He makes little jokes at Tyson's expense, little jokes at Riddick Bowe's expense. Really fun. And if you like Lennox or if you like any sports type of interview,
Yeah.
and he talks about in depth, like how he angles the boxing, like what he does with his shots. And he talks about who was his toughest fighter and all this kind of jazz. He talks about movies. So there's a lot
And
we
it's
talked
on, and
about.
it's on
with him.
Sports Time on the
Yeah,
Collider
Collider
Sports
Sports Time.
And I also saw that we did a video with him. Is it up yet?
He tried the Creed VR. It's not up yet. I think it's coming up sometime
I
today.
saw him almost punch you in the face.
He did, yeah, because he was figuring it out,
Yeah.
and I tried to go around him. But the
Long
interview will be
reach.
up at 12 p.m. today. 12
Today.
noon
Okay.
Today.
And what
the
about
interview?
What about the Creed boxing?
I think that's just a little bit later after it's going
Okay.
to drop. It's like a 5-minute piece, but it's fantastic.
That'll probably
And
be
he
on
was
social,
great.
too.
Yeah, he loved playing it too.
Good.
Did
Good.
you guys have Jay do some VR thing too?
Jay who?
Bearshot?
Oh no.
He was doing something.
He
No.
did a little bit that we've been trying. We're trying some like short form celebrity content. With
Oh,
people.
cool.
The faces
Cool.
stuff. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Oh, am I allowed to say?
Yeah. So,
okay.
was there
Trading
anything else? Any other big highlights from this week? That you
I
guys
woke
wanna-
up this morning and I
Songs.
had the Roxy song on my head.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really.
It
I
good.
think that like the clickbait, my like air drumming so hard to that number 2 song. I forget who made it. The one that
David
won.
B.
David B. That clearly won the poll. That is like one of the coolest things that's ever happened on any show ever. Of that song
And
is
how
so
quick.
effing good. Yes.
How quick they did it. It's so
Super
crazy.
fast.
These people are
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Did you
awesome.
see the one from last night?
Which
the,
one was
the
last
arroz
night?
con pollo one?
There was a song from
Yeah,
Rocha?
there is.
No.
Yeah, I thought
Thrawn
you know
made it.
about
No, I didn't
Because
see
they
it.
tagged you on it, so
No, I don't know where
it's
it is.
very funny.
I got it right here.
Oh,
There
let me
we
hear
go.
it. Oh, Cody Hall. Nice. Okay, I like what you did there. All right, we're gonna
How
go to
dare
break
you.
now. That was to take us out there. So that's good. That's good. All right, when we get back, Macuga's gonna say goodbye to us, and we're gonna. Oh wait, you got the arroz con pollo? All right, let's play it. Fine, let's play arroz con pollo. Let's see.
Mucho gusto, bienvenidos Collider en vivo. Estamos aquí con Dorina y John. Estamos aquí con
Buenos
Kristian
días.
y Josh Macuga. Buenos días.
Is
El
he
gordo y la flaca. El gordo y la flaca.
Is he really saying stuff? Arroz
Café
con
con
pollo. Café con leche. Arroz con pollo. Café con leche. Café con leche. This is great.
This is fantastic.
Arroz con pollo. Café con leche.
De Nicaragua, por favor.
Mojito.
Was that? Did they just put mojito in there?
Yeah.
You just throw that in there?
No, they put that in the
put that
song.
in the
When
song.
did you say mojito? You just said that
Last
today.
week we were talking about
Oh,
that.
wow, okay. All right, look, thank you so much.
That's
Once
awesome.
again, Thrawn is becoming our musical genius here. He's giving Alex a run for his money. So when we get back, joining us in studio, pumped from the new film Fighting With My Family, WWE superstar herself, Paige, will be in studio. Watch us live, Collider Live. Hello, Collider fans. I'm Kristian Harloff, and you see my stupid name in the background because that's my other show. It's One-on-One with me, Kristian Harloff. What the hell is it? I just sit down and talk to people. I literally just sit down and talk to people about what the hell's going on in their lives and their careers, and it's a long-form interview show. Originally, it aired on Collider Video as far as the YouTube channel goes, but we moved it on over, and it's on the Collider Video podcast, Collider Podcast, on YouTube. Go on over there if you want to see the video and to see the pretty faces that I'm talking to. Had some great guests over the past, and we're going to have a lot more. And there's going to be people that you, maybe some celebrities or actors and actresses, producers, writers, all that stuff. But there's also a lot of the people that you know around here. I could have Copster on there. I could have Jeff Snyder, John Rocha, Mark Riley, Roxy Stryer, whoever. And I'm going to find out more about them. Long form, and also go to Apple Podcasts and check out the One-on-One feed with Kristian Harloff. And not only is my show on there, Mark Riley, the Riley Roundtable, which is another sit-down, long-form interview show, that's also there. And when Steve Frosty Weintraub talks to Kevin Smith or George Takei, that's going to be on that podcast feed also. So if you're taking a long drive and you like those long-form interviews, pop on the One-on-One with Kristian Harloff, give it a rate, comment, do all that because it helps the show and it makes Podcast One go, hey, you know what? Those people should get ad money.
Oh, hi guys. It's Perry here, and I am going to tell you about The Witching Hour. It is the show that I host along with Collider.com's Haley Fouch. It is in podcast form on the Collider Factory feed, and we also have the video up and running every Tuesday for you right there on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. We talk about everything horror. We're talking TV, movies, the newest releases. We talk about movies that are celebrating anniversaries. We've even talked about books. It's crazy. If it is scary, we are talking about it on The Witching Hour. We also have so many filmmaker interviews, really cool stuff. It's all coming your way every single Tuesday on The Witching Hour. Check it out. Collider Factory and the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. Ugh.
Hello, Collider Live. My name is Amy Dallin.
And I'm Coy Jandro, and we host a little show we love called Collider Heroes. and it is all of the things we love about movies, TV, comics themselves, all the breaking news, trailers, photos, but not paparazzi photos.
All of the superhero stuff we love, all of the indie comic stuff we love, all the stuff you had no idea was based on comics.
80 years of comic lore have led to this show, and many years in film and TV, and we're living in a golden age of comics, and we want to share all of that zeal with you folks.
So we talk about the stuff that's coming out, we talk about what we hope is coming out, we do fantasy casting of things that should exist, why don't they exist?
And we do your Twitter questions asking directly to us what we think of certain things, and every single week, since we both actually love and read physical comics, buy in print, we have a comic pull list where our 5 biggest favorite books of the week come out, and we dive into those with you guys.
You can buy digital, I'll forgive you, as long as you're paying for your comics. It's all good.
But if you buy in print, you can bag them and board them, and then they're worth more later, because comics are like certain things from the 90s that are totally worth the value. Buy comics, buy in print. Digital's never worth anything later. Buy in print. Keep comic stores alive.
Or we can debate collector's items all day long. We can debate casting. We can debate movie news. We can have all of our friends come join us, as we frequently do. We can ask professionals about their work. We've had some amazing guests come by the show.
Yep. We try
and
to
you can catch it every Wednesday.
That are on these properties that also love comics. You hear what it's like from their perspective, from inside, from outside, and this is all with the focus of bringing all this news to you guys. And we're here every Wednesday on Collider, and we love this stuff and want to share it with you guys.
We'll see you then.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. That's right, they gave Riley his own podcast. The Riley Roundtable is on its new home, and that is one-on-one with Kristian Harloff on the iTunes feed for Podcast One. It drops every Thursday. The Riley Roundtable is a little bit about everything. It's about movies and life and movies and everything in between. I like to have on special guests for discussions like Justice League versus Batman v Superman, for discussions about wine tasting, for discussions about UFOs, and everything in between. That's right. The Riley Roundtable drops on Thursdays on the One-on-One with Kristian Harloff podcast feed, and later on Collider Video's own podcast video network. So check it out every Thursday, the Riley Roundtable. See you there.
Hey everyone, this is John Rocha. You know me as one of the co-hosts for Collider Sports Time every Monday on Collider Sports YouTube and podcast channel. But we got another show on here. That's Collider Sportsbook. Josh Macuga, the Wild Man, he hosts that one. I join him on those, and they're a lot of fun. We break down the lines and the predictions with the over and unders. A lot of stuff going on for all the NFL games and some select college football games as well. We do that every week. We also do special ones on Thursday nights for those Thursday night football games. Let you know where to put your money, what bets to put down, who to go with, who not to go with. We give you a lot of information, and we give you our thoughts. You know, Josh Macuga, he does it by the gut. I do it more from the statistics point of view, and every once in a while, Mark Fernandez even joins us to throw in his 2 cents on the Thursday night sportsbook. So there's a lot of sports action here on Sports Time, on the Collider Sports YouTube and podcast channel. Join us there. Subscribe there. Definitely on the podcast channel. We need your downloads, subscriptions, and views there. So give us some love on Collider Sports, and we'll talk to you soon. I put my hands behind my back.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're back. It's Collider Live, and we are giddy here, ladies and gentlemen, because last night, I mean, the movie came out. It's Fighting with My Family, and it is based off of the life of the lady who is with me, Paige, WWE's Paige.
Hiya.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You having a nightmare with flights and stuff?
Oh
What's
my
happening?
gosh, don't even get me started. I was DMing Delta, taking pictures of all the flight attendants that were douchebags to me. I was like, this isn't going to happen anymore. I put my foot down. But yeah, I'm
Good.
here.
You're
I finally
here.
got
You
home.
made it. You live in Los Angeles?
I do.
You live in LA, so it's easier for you to just kind of
It's
kick back and
wonderful because I had media all week, and it was just because you're not in your own bed. And I'm
Right.
like, I don't
Yeah.
mind doing media because I'm home.
Right,
I get to
yeah.
go home to my dog and my boyfriend.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you.
cheers.
The movie. Let's talk about the movie here because there were a lot of things that happened inside of the movie that I knew some stuff about you, other stuff I knew nothing about. So for those who listen to the show, you didn't know this. I was a writer for the WWE in like 2001. I was thinking about this last night. You were probably like 8 at the time.
I mean, how old was I? 9?
Right.
92, baby, over here. Yeah.
So, and I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, do I even say that? Because I have this whole thing I was talking about them outside where The Rock and I did this scene. It was like the highlight of my life. But you have a better highlight with The Rock.
I sure do.
You sure do.
Yeah.
He wanted to produce this movie. I heard
Yeah.
you kind of talk about it. Give me a little bit of just how this movie kind of came to be.
Well, if you go on YouTube, it's based on the documentary Fighting with My Family, and it was just a small documentary in England. It actually wonderfully ended up winning awards and stuff. But a lot of people know the story already. But Dwayne was he couldn't sleep one night when he was in England filming Fast and Furious, and he stumbled across the documentary, and he just fell in love with it. So then I get a text on my phone, obviously, and at WrestleMania 2014, and it was like, "Hey, it's DJ. I would love to see you at some point." And I'm like, "Who the freaking hell is DJ, first of all? And why is he texting my phone? Who is this person?" And I turned to Dean Malenko, and I'm like, "Do you know anyone called DJ?" And he was like, "That's Dwayne Johnson, you idiot." And I was like, I didn't realize he had like a nickname.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "Yeah, like I'll come see you anytime." He was like, "Great, I'll get someone to come get you now." So I went to his office, and then he walks in, and he was like, "Hey, it's DJ." And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you look like him. Yeah. And he was just like, "Yeah." So he told me the story, and then he was like, and we want to make a movie on it. And I was like, "What?"
Right.
And I was like, "What is going on?" This is in the space of like 2 minutes. And then he was like, "And by the way, you're going to be debuting tomorrow and winning the Divas Championship." And I'm like, got it, right? So I'm just like bursting into tears at this point. Then I walk out the room, and before I walk out, he's like, "Don't tell anyone about this, by the way. No one knows about any of this." So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm backstage at WrestleMania.
Right. That's a lot to burden you with.
Right. And I was like 5 minutes, I'm like crying my eyes out, walking to Mina, and she was like, "Are you okay, sis?" She was about to go see Dwayne too, because they're family, right? And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just a big fan of Dwayne Johnson. I don't know." And just like walked away from it.
Yeah, I want to back up for that because they're inside of the movie. That scene happens. But one of the things there, what people don't realize, and I don't think we should gloss over it, is NXT right now has become like this thing to where the fans, it's to me, when I was watching wrestling as a kid, it's that kind of wrestling. It to me is the NXT has just become this whole other monster, right? Yeah. You were the first NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Now, doing that and crossing over, and they have to have so much faith in you and so much to say, "Okay, listen, you're going to debut, and we're going to give you the championship off of this woman who's had it for forever." Yeah. Does that, yes, you're going to be nervous, obviously, but does that also, you say, "Yeah, you know what? I've been working for this for so long, and now it's paying off."
Yeah, like it was a tremendous amount of pressure too. Obviously, because I was super young, I was like, 20, 10, and 21, and like I already had the NXT Women's Championship. I already came from FCW too, where it wasn't like as big as NXT, so we were like fighting and scraping our way just to get Triple H to come down just to look at our work. We weren't that easily accessible. So yeah, I put in a couple of years, and I was just like, yeah, about time, because all these girls are coming in, and they're going way before me, and they're all just like beautiful girls, like in the movie. You know, the ones that have like freaking doves and like smoke machines behind them constantly as they're walking down the street in slow motion. Like that's pretty much, And so all these girls were like bypassing me. So when I got the opportunity, I was like, well, this is meant to be, because now I get to be Divas Champion on my first day. So I was like, I'll take that.
And she's the only one to hold the NXT Championship and the WWE Women's Championship, or the Divas Championship at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Only one to ever done that.
No big deal. Just making history.
But what you did, I say it on the show all the time. And what I believe now, I think that the WWE's best product right now is the women's division.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All the stars, I believe all the big stars, like when we were watching it, like where The Rock and the Stone Cold, I think right now Becky Lynch is taking a Stone Cold manner.
Yes, Charlotte is incredible.
Yeah. Absolutely. Sasha Banks, Ronda Rousey, everybody. I believe that's where the stars are. And they say it in the very end of the movie to where there's just kind of like a little paragraph of it, but I don't think people give you enough credit into where it went from being, and there's nothing against like Trish Stratus and people too, but they were models that became wrestlers.
Right.
You were a wrestler you were born
from the
wrestling.
get-go. Yeah, pretty much. My mom was pregnant with me and didn't realize, and was wrestling with me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I've been wrestling since I was a fetus. So it's been a while, 26 years.
That's got to be a record.
Yeah.
I like to see that finishing move.
I know,
right?
Or not. Yeah.
But it's really cool. It's really cool to sit back and see that we kind of ignited that flame there, and it all kind of originated. Like, I mean, I came in as a different flavor of ice cream. Honestly, everyone was kind of cookie cutter, and then this pale goth girl who doesn't know how to brush her hair walks in. And they're just like, "You're different."
That's why she fell in love with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I saw the movie yesterday, and I was telling him I saw wrestling when I was a kid, but I kind of lost interest at some point, And now that I'm hearing that there's women's wrestling and there's all these things happening, I saw the movie yesterday, and I became obsessed with you and just in general, not just your story, but now I'm actually interested in wrestling again.
Oh, good.
And so specifically for the story, I was wondering like how, it's still based on your life, but like how different, do you think it was, like how the movie was compared to like your real life? Because
like liberties?
because I identified obviously with your character a lot. I grew up as like this outcast
Yeah.
goth, totally, you know?
Yeah.
And so to come in with all these like women that you're kind of, I loved how they played that in the movie where like you're kind of judging them for like what they look
Yeah.
like because they're different than you and you're afraid that they're kind of pushing you away.
Yeah.
You know, so that type of stuff, I was like, that was super interesting to me.
Yeah.
And it made me really fascinated with the world of female wrestling.
Yeah, so when I actually first got there, I mean, so 95% of the movie is true to story. The only thing I was a little bit tweaked is because obviously they want to make the girls look a little bit better, and they weren't actually douchebags, but they were douchebags to me when I first got there. They were so mean because I looked different, and I fully admit as well, like I came in, and even though I was like they're judging me, I was judging them too.
Yeah.
On the way they looked and stuff like that. I'm like, these girls are gorgeous, but I was insecure. You know,
Yeah.
I was so different and I was so young, and I was just like, these girls are so much better looking than me. Like, you know, they're bypassing me. They're going up to the main roster, and I was just kind of getting a little bit bitter after a while down there too. But I realized that being myself was completely and utterly my superpower. So that kind of ignited it and made me a little nicer towards them too. Because I was kind of bitter because they weren't nice to me. Like, they really weren't nice to me when I first got there. They were just, you know, one of those things where they put my bag outside the locker room and stuff like that. And then they end up apologizing to me later on, like in the movie.
You became buddies with them?
I became really good friends with them. And like now I feel bad even thinking about me being mean towards them. They were just they're incredible people.
And it's
although none of them are
But
there
it's
anymore.
because it's because everyone's insecure, right?
Yeah.
So
Right,
I think
exactly.
once you were a little bit nice to them, it's like you're both like, okay.
Yeah, I was
You're
a
not an
closed
enemy.
book.
Yeah.
I completely closed up. I was like very scared about being there. I was like lonely, and I was just like, no one wants to be my friend, so I'm not going to let anyone in and be my friend. You know.
Also, the stakes are higher for
Right.
what you're doing. One thing I want to talk to you. One of the best scenes in that movie is the scene you have, or the scene that Florence Pugh has, who plays you in the movie.
She's incredible.
She's
by the way.
amazing.
She's such a good
I
actress.
love
Outlaw
it.
King, and then
Oh my
this.
gosh.
Amazing.
Lady Macbeth, like she's just
good.
incredible
Yeah.
to have her play you. But like the scene she has with Vince Vaughn at the bus after everything, when you're ready to quit. Now, obviously, that character Vince Vaughn, I think is an amalgamation of a number of people, right?
Yeah.
It's not actual specific
Yeah,
person.
there's like 3 different trainers that we kind of put into one.
Right. So
Yeah.
what did that scene actually happen in your life? Or is
It was actually with Dusty Rhodes.
Oh,
and I
wow.
love
The great
Dusty.
Dusty. Oh, wow.
I'll do it because like it involves some cuss words, so I'm trying. I'll
No, you
try
can.
and say.
No, you
I can
cuss.
cuss.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so.
It's your house.
Yeah, it's my house. So we were actually in promo class, and he pushes me like really hard because he was like, "You're my broken toy, baby. I just want to put you back together again." You know, he was like my biggest supporter, and he was the one who was always like, "You need to be yourself. You need to dress in all black. You need to keep your piercings and stuff like that." You know, and so I delivered this promo and. I was lazy. That was completely my fault. And he was like, "Baby, I asked for chicken dinner. You give me chicken shit," like that. And I was just like, "What?" And so like I go F you mother F, like in the middle of like the promo class, and I storm off because I was just so frustrated. And he comes upstairs, and this was at the PC actually, and he walks up the stairs and knocks on the girls' locker room, and he was just like, "Porcelain princess, are you in there?" And I'm like, "I'm here." I open the door. I'm like, "What do you want?" And he was like, "Listen, I don't let anybody call me a motherfucker." but he was like, "I'll let you do it." And we sat down on the steps.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
At the Performance Center. And he was just like, he told me kind of the same thing as what Hutch said, but he was also more encouraging though. He was just like, you're different and that's what makes you stand out, and all I want to do is make you successful at what you do. And he just gave me like this beautiful speech. And I was like, "I'm so sorry, Dusty." He gives me a cuddle, and he was just like, "Don't ever call me a motherfucker."
Now I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that when I watch the movie again. I'm gonna think of Dusty. But because we have limited time with you, but I do want to ask there's two questions I have to get to. The first one is about. So the end of this movie, they have you. I mean, well, I don't want to ruin it for people, but it's a big moment in your career that happens, and I think it opens it up for a sequel because there's so much more.
Oh my goodness! If I had a sequel, that.
But there's so much more. There's so much more that
Yeah,
you've done in your career. There's stuff, like look. There's injuries that have happened. They're coming back to the WWE after that little bit of a hiatus. Being the general manager of SmackDown. Like these are big things that. Has there been talks? Is there something that you spending on box office?
I keep slipping it in there. I was like, it'd be one hell of a sequel. I mean, you can get a couple of movies out of just the year and a half I had out, But no one said anything yet. But I do
yet.
keep in interviews with Steven. I'm like, Steven, how about that sequel, dude?
Right, yeah. With
He's
Steve
just like,
Merchant, obviously.
we'll get past this one first.
See how the box
Yeah.
office does, and then
He's
probably start
great.
talking to you. Yeah, because people should see this movie. I'm telling you, the one thing about this is because you don't have to be a wrestling fan. I saw it with non-wrestling fans, and it is a rocky story. It did exactly to my friends what it did for Dorina. It's like, I should start kind of checking out what wrestling's all about now, because it's a different generation from when some people had watched wrestling and what it is now. Now, I do have a question for WWE former champion, former general manager, Paige. I have a question now, too. On Monday Night Raw, Vince McMahon is causing, as the chairman has done, has caused a little bit of a stink here. Says that Charlotte Flair is going to be in the main event, that Becky Lynch is suspended. As a general manager, I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you think Becky Lynch should fight Ronda Rousey in a one-on-one for WrestleMania? Do you think it should be a triple threat, or do you think it should just be Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair? What are your thoughts?
You know what? I think it should turn into a triple threat. Only because as much as I want it to be just Becky and Ronda, I just think with the crowd reaction, how much they're hating on Charlotte right now, it just brings more attention to the main event as well. So I just think like all three of them together will make magic. Because Charlotte's incredible. She's been an incredible hero right now. Ronda's doing really good for like considering she hasn't had real previous wrestling. Incredible. And then Becky, I mean, I've known her since I was like 12 years old.
Right.
And I've never seen this spark in her before in my life. And she's just killing it. It gives me goosebumps. I'm so proud of it.
It must be crazy, right? When you look at the four horsewomen, all of them have had the spotlight. Becky's almost kind of been the one kind of pseudo-forgotten in the background, and she may end up eclipsing them all.
I agree.
With this run.
I got goosebumps thinking about that too. I get so proud of women. Like I can't do that side anymore, so I live vicariously through them. But I look at Becky, and I've just known her for so long. And yeah, you do look at her when she first came up, like, oh, she'll be the one who isn't as big as Charlotte,
She'll
isn't
take
as
the
big
pins
as Sasha.
or
But now she's like the biggest star I say that we have in the WWE right
agree
now.
with you.
And like, she's the most talked about. She sells the most merchandise.
And it happened organically. It happened organically.
Oh,
That's
so
like back in the day. That's how it used to happen. Like when I was there, and it's like you would see, and certain things were like promos. A question I have is too. I don't want you to get you in trouble here too. But as far as promos go, I think that back in the day, and correct me if I'm wrong here, that wrestlers had a little bit more freedom sometimes to, because there's writers, and I know sometimes writers come up with really good stuff, and sometimes the wrestlers just want to kind of improv a little bit.
Right.
Is that allowed at all, or is it more stick to the script, or depending who you are?
It can depend who you are, but also you have the writers write your script, but sometimes that's not really, like, you know who your character is at this point, and if it's like a new writer or writer that's writing for a bunch of people, sometimes they'll just like write you something basic and be like, okay, add to it. But yeah, when it came to like general manager stuff, I had like 4 or 5 different scripts I had to remember in like 20 minutes before we went live and stuff like that. So sometimes you just can't remember stuff of it. So I'm like, okay, here's the points. Okay, I'll do it my own way, and then we'll figure it out. And then usually they're pretty happy about it. It's just if you start going like completely off script and start saying like some pretty like unkayfabe stuff. Just like, what the hell are you doing?
Right. If you're not, you got to help the narrative.
Exactly.
You got to help the narrative.
Yeah. Just stick to the points and whatever. But you can pretty much say whatever you want.
Can I ask you one question?
Please go ahead.
Are there any? And once again, I don't want to get you. Are there any plans for you at WrestleMania coming up?
I don't even
because I mean,
know.
you stepped down as general manager, and they made that move with the McMahons and all that kind of jazz. But like, people loved you as general manager of SmackDown. So and that transition was so seamless. Like, is there any plans?
To be honest, like I have no idea at this point. Like I don't know where I'm going and what I'm doing. I just know with WWE, I'm either going to be working behind the scenes or in front of the camera. Either way, I'm still going to be there. Yeah. But I'm going to be trying to venture out into a different path as of right now.
Okay. Yes.
And other than plans, though, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
In WWE or outside of WWE?
In general.
So inside WWE, like I always want to do that managerial role, kind of be like the Paul Heyman kind of thing. And now I've had more experience doing promos and stuff with the general manager. But I feel like I'll do pretty well. Like even with Asuka, I'd love to do something with her because her mic skills are like she's good, but obviously like it's really hard for her to really speak a lot of English, And she's an amazing athlete, and I would love to just represent her.
That's awesome.
Sounds like Absolution.
Absolution. And then outside of WWE, I just want to start, going into more acting stuff and just like,
Well, that's a good question then too. It'd be so when you're on set obviously a lot for this movie, and are you watching and kind of paying because you're a student of the game with wrestling. Obviously, we know that. Now, when you want to go into acting, reacting? Are you watching stuff that Florence is doing and kind of picking stuff up, or?
So I have to watch the movie to see that because I wasn't on set at all.
Oh, you weren't?
No, because
Okay.
I had my neck surgery, and so they were filming in England, and I couldn't fly.
Okay.
But we would talk to each other. We met each other after the movie, but we talked to each other on the phone constantly. Steven would come visit me or talk to me on the phone. But I've been on sets before, I had to film like a movie back in the day, like a kid's movie. But so I kind of understand it, but like I would love to go on sets now and like check it out and learn from everybody because that's exactly what I want to do.
Be the female DJ.
Yeah, I want to be DJ.
Yeah. Well, this movie has a chance to do that for you too.
SJ instead, it's great.
That's right.
It's definitely strumming up a lot of interest for sure. My 7-year-old daughter has been watching. She saw. There's been a lot of commercials for the program she's watching. She asked me, she's like, "Who's Paige? Who's Paige? Who's Paige?" And I would tell stories about it too. And she's kind of gotten into it. Same thing, like the first Royal Rumble for women. She was like, "It's just WWE's doing very special stuff now with the women's division." And I think that you, like I said, you should be applauded for your contribution to it.
Oh, thank you.
The other thing is you brought your brother here today.
I did.
Which was really cool.
I did. I brought Zach along because he was supposed to leave on Tuesday, and I was like, "Hell no! You're gonna come with me to all the media outlets." And I've been trying to squeeze him into all the media because I think his story is so beautiful, and there's like 2 different stories that's in the movie, right? And his one is, so you shouldn't measure your success on how many Instagram followers you have or how famous you are, how many cameras are pointing at your face. Zach has a success story where he's like, okay, I didn't make it in the WWE, but I built a family. I'm teaching disabled children how to wrestle. I mean, that's something that should be an impossible quest in some ways, and he's doing it, and he's owning part of my dad's company, and I just think that's such a beautiful story.
Yeah, well, he had to fight with his ego for a second too.
He did.
So I asked him when you introduced me to him before we went on the air. There's a scene where he's pretty rough on you in the movie, like really. I mean, to the point where you're just like, he could really hurt her. And I said to you, did that kind of stuff really happen? You said, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How often?
Yeah. So just teaching us how to sell, which is how to if someone hits you, like how to react, right? And so I'm 13 years old. I never knew how to fight. I didn't get in a fight at 13 so him and my brother Roy and stuff would make me stand in the middle of the ring, and they'd be like, close your eyes. And they would hit me, but not hard enough to make me cry, but hard enough for me to be like, ow, and then so. And he was like, okay, that's how you're supposed to be. And then they would like wrestle with me, and they just wanted me to toughen up so much more. So they used to beat the crap out of me in the ring all the time.
Well, well, it's just, and there was, what I really liked also is the relationship in general. Obviously, the movie's called Fighting with My Family, but then you have this dynamic with your mom, with your dad. And there's a scene where Florence gets on the plane and she starts breaking down. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how true this is. And then they show the real when that happened.
Yeah,
documentary.
Yeah, so it's not like I said, it's 95% true story. I mean, like Zach, the only part that was different is The Rock didn't yell at us backstage like that. Even though we would love it. Zach has not actually met Dwayne at this point. Still hasn't. Wow. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So, so he actually didn't get to meet him. So that part was obviously like not real.
What about the premiere? Did you guys go to the premiere?
Yeah, we went to the premiere, but he wasn't there. He went to the Sundance premiere. He's probably the busiest man in the world.
Right. Yeah.
So
he's doing I think there's 6 of him.
He literally flew into Sundance the afternoon of, literally got off the plane, went to the red carpet, watched the movie, jumped on a plane straight away. He called me as soon as the thing was there. He was like, I'm back on my plane, but I just want to say congratulations. I was just like, you need to nap or something, dude.
I don't think he knows how to.
I don't think he knows how to either.
Well, don't worry. You're going to get, you're already branching out, and people forget you're still young. You're still building this brand. You're doing cosmetics. You're doing, you're exploring multiple revenue streams as you see yourself as a brand, and social media and all that is helping you go for. So there may be a time where someone comes up to you and goes, Paige, you need to take a nap. That's coming.
Well, they're telling me just for doing this media junket for the past 2 weeks, you need to take a nap. And I'm like, I look at Dwayne and I'm like, I'm good. Right. I don't need to take a nap. He
set the bar.
He has.
He absolutely set the bar. He's just, we've talked about it, and we've had a chance to interview Dwayne a few times, and you went out for the Jumanji thing. And one of the things I wanted to make sure that we asked, and it was, I think one of the reasons he's able to do that is because of that wrestling schedule. Yeah. From the house shows, from everything else too. You're just, I think that probably if you're not doing something, you're like, I need to do something.
Yeah.
Because you're so used to it, and once it shuts off.
It's
you
so
guys
weird.
Work your ass off.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The travel is insane, absolutely. So when you're home though, and usually you would only be home for maybe a day and a half, but then you're like, okay, now I have to run errands, I need to clean my clothes and stuff. Right. So when I've had time off, especially that year and a half off, I was like, what the hell am I gonna do with my life? It's so strange. And just being at home for more than a couple of hours doing nothing, like yesterday, we got in late from the flight, but so I had the rest of the night off, and it was Valentine's Day. So me and my boyfriend did like Valentine's Day stuff, but I was like, I just want to sit down tonight. That's all I want to do. And then I'm like, anxiety, I need to stand up. I'm like, well, do you want to do something? Do you want to go somewhere? Yeah,
right.
It's like, it's a weird feeling.
It is. So the other thing, I watched as far as Daniel Bryan goes, and you see him kind of make this big comeback. Very different injury, though.
Yeah,
very different injury.
Yeah.
Is there, and I just don't know enough about it, is there any chance in like 5 years, any chance that you can come back from this thing?
They said maybe in 20 plus years.
Wow.
So like it's that far out, and I'm like, well, I don't think they want to see like a 46 to 50-year-old woman back in the ring again. But I wish I could do it before, but unfortunately, like it's a risk of paralysis. And that's something that I don't want to.
But this makes sense to them from what you're saying. Then it's like you can tell then if you know that it's 20 years, then you're don't even attempt that.
Right.
And at this point, you just like you said, you focus in on whether it's producing, managing. I think you'd be a brilliant manager. I mean, I hope that happens. Yeah. And maybe they haven't decided the team champions that it happens, right?
It happens in Elimination Chamber this weekend.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. So I mean,
I just pop back in. I'm like, about to steal your spotlight.
There's something.
Well, look, Absolution's fighting. Fire and Desire are fighting. So it's certainly possible.
Those two are so wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Last question for you before you go, because my all-time favorite wrestler is Randy Macho Man Savage. It's my favorite of all time. Did you have a favorite that you would watch kind of growing up? Like, who was the one that you just modeled, or not modeled, I shouldn't say, but the one that was your person?
Well, there was a couple. So I really love Bull Nakano, and that's who I got my submission off. I kind of stole that off her, but I thought she was incredible. She was like one of those girls that wasn't your typical diva either, And then I loved Lita, obviously. Just because of her just aesthetic, the way she looked and stuff, she like stood out. And then when it comes to men, I love Stone Cold. Like, I love him. Yeah. And, I have to say, Dwayne, love you, Dwayne.
So, Paige, thank you so much for joining us today. Fighting with My Family is out in theaters. Paige, go see the movie, guys. It is really a very, very different story. I believe it's the most accurate to wrestling that I have seen. And you should check it out. And even if you don't have to be a wrestling fan. I promise you, go and see it. Fighting with My Family. Paige, and guys, we will see you on Monday. 5 days next week, and do we have some more special guests? You bet your ass you do, motherfuckers. We'll see you next time.